Hello everyone, I Nidhi, your friend and coach, welcome you to your very own channel English with Nidhi. And in this video, we'll cover a poem from class 12th CBSE English literature book Flamingo. And the poem is My Mother at 66 by the poet Kamala Das. Introduction. The poem My Mother at 66 talks about the love between a child and her mother. It also shows the dilemma of a child who has to see her mother getting older by the day, as aging is an inevitable process of life. Let us go through the poem first. My mother at 66. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. But soon I put that thought away and looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale, as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile, smile, and smile. Before we discuss the summary and explanation of the poem, let us quickly learn about the poet, her works, and her achievements. Full name Kamala Das. Pen name Madhavi Kutti. She was born on 31st March 1934 in Kerala, India, and died on 31st May 2009 at the age of 75 in Maharashtra, India. By occupation, she was a poet, novelist, and a short story writer. Her notable works include Ende Katha, My Story, The Descendants. Her notable awards include Sahitya Academy Award, Asian World Prize, Asian Poetry Prize, and Kent Award. Let's go through the difficult words from the poem along with their meanings. Number 1. Doze, nap. 2. Ashen, pale. 3. Corpse, dead body. 4. Spilling, letting out. 5. Sprinting, moving fast or running fast. 6. Wan, dim or weak. 7. Pale, dull or colorless. Moving on, let's learn the summary and explanation of the poem. The poem My Mother at 66 is without any full stop, or in other words, it is a one-sentence poem. But let's divide it into two stanzas for our convenience in explaining the poem. Stanza 1. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doze, open mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away. In the first stanza, the poet describes her aging mother. She says that when she was traveling back to Cochin, her mother had accompanied her in the car to come see her off at the airport. Her mother had dozed off somewhere in the middle of the car ride, and that is when the poet saw her mother's face closely. She describes how her mother looked so old and pale, and how her slightly parted mouth looked like that of a corpse. It is clear to her that her mother is getting older by the day and is walking towards her inevitable death. That is, unavoidable death. It pains her deeply because death in old age is not something we can avoid. She therefore, trying to avoid her inner turmoil, shifts her attention outside the car in the hope to drive those negative feelings away. Stanza 2. And looked out at young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, worn, pale as late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma." All I did was smile, smile, and smile. Through these lines, the poet says that to put her mind off the thoughts of her mother's aging and death. When the poet looked outside the window, she saw rapidly rushing past trees alongside happily playing children. All these symbolized life, youth, vitality, energy, and vigor. These further reminded her of her childhood when her mother was young and full of life as well. It was sharp contrast to the present scenario, and that made her sad and her heart heavy. As she reaches the airport and gets her security check-in done for boarding the flight, she looks at the distance between her and her mother. She looks at her old pain and worn mother who is getting older. She has compared her to winter's moon, since winter is the last season of the year and her mother was in the last phase of her life. Similarly, winter is white, which is the reflection of her mother's grey hair. Looking at her Amma, the poetess feels a familiar ache in her heart, the one that she felt years back during her childhood when she was leaving her home for the first time. She felt a familiar ache today on leaving her mother as she gets older and pale like a winter's moon. With all the pain in her heart, she bid her mother goodbye and said, "See you soon, Amma." The poem ends on a note of a sad acceptance of reality. The poet understands that no matter how much she worries about her mother's growing age and eventual demise, life will go on, and that we might form deep attachments to certain people in life, but even those relationships are bound to end at some point of time in life, no matter how much we try to fight the idea of it. That's it for the summary and explanation of the poem. Now let's move on to the rhyme scheme and other poetic devices of the poem. Rhyme scheme. It is a free verse poem, that is, there is no rhyme scheme. Poetic devices. Number 1. Simile. A. Her face, ashen like that of a corpse, and B. Pale as a late winter moon. Number 2. Imagery. A. Tree sprinting, and B. The merry children. 3. Repetition. The word looked has been repeated, and B. All I did was smile, smile, and smile. Here the word smile has been repeated thrice. Number 4. Personification. Tree sprinting, that is, running past. Running here is a characteristic of a human. Number 5. Alliteration. Sound S in all I said was see you soon. Number 6. Symbolism. The winter moon is a symbol of decay. Now, let's look at what the central theme of the poem is. Central theme: advancing age, that is aging, and fear of separation. Here, which means the death of her mother. Furthermore, let's cover some important MCQs from the poem. Multiple choice questions. Number 1. Who is the poet of the poem My Mother at 66? A. Adrian Rich, B. Kamala Das, C. John Keats, or D. Pablo Neruda? And the correct answer is option number B. Kamala Das. Question number 2. With whom is the poet referring to her relationship in the poem? A. Her grandmother, B. Her mother, C. Her aunt, or D. Her sister? And the correct answer is option number B. Her mother. Question number 3. What is the theme of the poem? A. Aging, B. Patriotism, C. Separation, or D. Both A and C? And the correct answer is option number D. Both A and C. Question number 4. Where is the poetess going from her home? A. Calcutta Airport, B. Cochin Airport, C. Chennai Airport, or D. Chandigarh Airport? And the correct answer is option number B. Cochin Airport. Question number 5. What is the poetess Kamala Das sad about? A. About the growing age of her mother, B. Regarding her relationship with husband, C. About her mother's loneliness, or D. About her mother's financial condition? And the correct answer is option number A. About the growing age of her mother. Question number 6. With what does Kamala Das compare her mother face to? A. Clouds, B. Corpse, C. Late winter moon, or D. Both B and C? And the correct answer is option number D. Both B and C. Question number 7. What do the running trees signify? A. Fast moving appearance, B. Speed of the moving car, C. Fast moving change in human life from childhood to old age, or D. None of the above? And the correct answer is option number C. Fast moving change in human life from childhood to old age. Question number 8. What were the last words of the poet to her mother at the time of separation at the airport? A. Goodbye, B. See you soon, C. Take care, or D. No words were exchanged? And the correct answer is option number B. See you soon. Question number 9. What do these words "See you soon, Amma" reflect? A. Hope, B. Anger, C. Grief, D. Warning? And the correct answer is option number A. Hope. Question number 10. Name the poetic devices used in the poem. A. Personification, B. Simile, C. Imagery, or D. All of the above? And the correct answer is option number D. All of the above. So that's it for today. Before ending the video, let's quickly summarize all that we have covered so far in the poem. 1. Introduction to the poem. 2. Reading the poem. 3. Brief introduction to the poet. 4. Difficult words and their meanings. 5. Stanza-wise summary and explanation of the poem. 6. Rhyme scheme. 7. Poetic devices. 8. Central theme or idea of the poem. And 9. Multiple choice questions. Try answering the multiple choice questions by yourself and comment down the number of questions you answered correctly in the comment section. I'll be back with yet another poem in the next video. Till then, take care and study hard. Recommend us among your friends and family and help us grow. Also, like, share and subscribe to your very own channel for more such contents. Press the notification icon to never miss an update. See you soon. Thank you.